Topic 3. What are some guilty pleasures of yours? First off, I thought we'd start with gaming and then get into some general guilty pleasures. So things that may be a bit cheap or tacky are not the coolest thing in the world, but you enjoy it nonetheless, and maybe it helps you to unwind or is a good time waster. So like I was saying, first we'll start off with any gaming ideas that comes to mind, and then we'll just get into general like guilty pleasures that, you know, things that you're into or that you do or whatever. So has anybody got any gaming ideas, or do you want me to go first?
I've got one.
Go on then. What you got?
It's like a silly mobile game. I don't know if anyone's seen the Disney movie Inside Out, but they brought a game out for it, and it's basically like your typical 3-ball colour match thing.
Yeah.
But I've kind of ended up getting to level 250 on it.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely counts, because if it's something you're not super hyped to tell people about, then it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. You're sort of like, oh. But yeah, mobile games can definitely be like that to a degree. Like, you know, your Clash of Clans or your Candy Crush and stuff. I mean, like, they're not necessarily bad things, but they are just sort of like silly time wasters that.
It is a time waster.
Enjoy.
I'll kind of like, if I'm bored or if I'm like having to wait for an appointment or something. Although the other day I was having to wait for like an important appointment to somewhere, and I thought, it's taking ages, I'll just have a quick go on it. Thought I was clever and turned the volume down, but I didn't. And the backing music was like fucking full blast, like everyone was like looking at me. It was an embarrassing
You were
moment.
suddenly the most annoying person in the room, yeah.
Yes, that was me. But yeah, so that's probably my guilty pleasure.
Be honest though, you play that even when you're not waiting in a queue for something or whatever, don't you? Be honest. Come on, how could you get to 209 without
250?
Whatever, without playing it all the time?
It might be what I play, like last thing at night.
Yeah.
It might be first thing I play, first thing in the morning.
It's like we've said before. It's a growing trend. People are into this shit, don't they? They spend their time on, you know, these sorts of time wastery games and things. Like you, there are core games for mobile, but you probably often don't play them. You know,
it's pretty bad though. It's gotten to the point where I've like been I'm supposed to be getting like ready to go out or meet someone or something, and just sat playing it and like been like 10, 15. Sometimes longer late or whatever to these people.
I say guilty pleasures, not like problems with your life. Do we need to sit down and have an intervention with you?
Yeah, whatever.
Right,
You're just jealous you didn't get far.
We will have to ban you from Google Play stores.
Hey, don't take it away. Just one more go, Nate. Just one more.
Just one more hit of the Candy Crush pipe.
That's all I need. Whatever.
Okay, so my guilty pleasure, if you will, is, I've spoke about this to a degree, it's like kids games like Spyro the Dragon, or I don't know, like I'll give you an example, this game's coming out that I'm super hyped for, Ukulele, the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. You see what they did there? Ukulele, Banjo-Kazooie, there's a play on things, but yeah, I'm super hyped for that because it reminds me of like, you know, Spyro and all that, you know, all these sorts of, and like the Sly Coopers. And I know Ratchet and Clank's come out recently to rave reviews, but I never was into Ratchet and Clank back in the day. I've heard good things about it, so I'll probably, when it hits the sale or something, give that a go. Because it's like everything I've heard about it, I've never heard anyone say, oh, it's not a very good game.
No, yeah, I've heard good things.
So yeah, but like Spyro the Dragon, things like that, you know, they're my guilty pleasures in terms of games, because they're supposed to be like kiddie games that I'm not into, that I'm not supposed to be into. It's like when I played them, they were your games when you were younger, and I'd go and play them, and like I wouldn't tell anyone really.
We all smashed Spyro. It's really in depth. It's huge.
It is. That's the thing about it. It's like these things are supposed to be kid games. There were some difficult channels. I was probably like, when I played them, I was probably like 15 or something. I don't know the exact time scale, but I couldn't have been, I must have been like a good way into my
you must have been, because I was probably about
teens.
8.
So
I was probably 8, so you're 8 years older. So
yeah, I must have been like 14, 15 or something. So yeah, but there were some really difficult challenges. Like I found like difficult to beat a lot of these challenges, and if I found them, like some of these things aren't meant for kids. And then there's always the like Disney sort of
I
jokes
don't know what
where
he's on about. I never had a problem with any of them.
yeah,
It's
right.
just-
So there's like there were some really difficult missions like that drove me crazy that I spent like hours like going fucking nuts over doing time and time again. But you know, it's like they're supposed to be for kids, but I think there's all this. It's like I was saying, the Disney thing. It's like there's also like the double entendres and stuff that they sneak in there, which is quite cool. You know, which I like for those sorts of games. So both younger audiences and older audiences can enjoy it. So it's kind of cool. I'm not sure if it's like a guilty pleasure because like when Ukulele comes out, I'm not going to be like hiding that shit away. I'm going to play that and like have my fun with it. I know it's technically probably a kid's game and it's probably going to only have like a a PEGI rating or whatever your region is. You have different like certificates. Age certificates. So it's probably only be for like 6-year-olds or something, or 3-year-olds, like you're saying. But
but the thing is, the people who first played it are all grown-ups now.
yeah, and it's like the ones that are open world and expansive. There's a lot to do, and like I said, there's difficult challenges even for like grown-ups. So pretty stoked for that sort of game. And like it's a guilty pleasure. Like probably like advertising Spyro like definitely was something I kept in secret back in the day, but I'm not really bothered about it now. Otherwise I wouldn't be saying it, would I? So
only probably because it's like every other adult that had access to it went on it.
Yeah, I'm almost sure I'm not the only person. So, but yeah, have you got any ideas for games, Lou, that are guilty pleasures? I mean, if you've not, we can move on to generalizations.
I've always really got a kick out of the Telltale games, and I know a lot of people say they're trash, but I've enjoyed most of the ones I've played.
I don't think that is a guilty pleasure. I think lots of people enjoy it. In fact, I think
they won't keep making them if they didn't.
I think loads of people.
There's not like any skill to it at all.
No, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed by it or whatever. So to make it like a guilty pleasure, the one thing that aggrieves me about it is how in a couple of the early ones you get a platinum just for playing through the game, which isn't difficult or challenging in any way. So I think that devalues the whole, gamer rank.
Well, it depends how you look at it. If you see it as a platinum cheap, or is it if you see it as a mark of shame?
Yeah, I suppose. But I think it's cheap. The amount of gamer score you'll get on Xbox or a platinum trophy, I think it cheapens the whole system of it. So that's a problem with it. But I don't think it's anything like you say in secret. I think so many people play that shit like openly. And in fact, if you were to say negative things about it, I think you're probably more likely to get lambasted for, being negative about it than saying that you play them.
They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun, but they're not.
Oh, they're not the most taxing game in the world, no.
No, they're not.
But it's a good entry for people who aren't like big gamers. It's a good way for them to get their feet wet, I'd say. So.
But I'm not really ashamed of anything I play. I have a little kind of guilty thing for things like Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
I pick it up and play it, and I tend to never complete it. But like, I just get a thrill out of growing my carrots and potatoes, raising some cows.
It's a good. I totally agree with that. I love me Harvest Moon.
I think they're making a mobile game of it.
Cultivating my field.
Really?
I think Nintendo's
I generally get like a little bit of excitement over that.
Yeah, I think it's that.
It's like The Sims as well. I really used to like The Sims. The Sims have got one. But Harvest Moon, it's awesome. Like the little, I don't know if nymphs is the right word. What are they called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprites.
Sprites come out. Yeah, I've never really played it, so I don't really know about it. But...
You should do. You'd
love it. I might do. I don't know.
It's very fun. It's quite satisfying, to be honest, when your crops grow and you get to pick them.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose it's just like those old, like theme park sort of games where you take enjoyment out of building up your little village or whatever the hell it is.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah. Roller Coaster. Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon, yeah. So yeah, stuff like
Actually,
that. I tell you,
I loved all of those.
the best
too. I like
the
a
best
little
one of
game.
them for me was Jurassic Park Tycoon. Do you remember that?
Oh,
That
that's the
was
one on the
Park
PlayStation
Genesis.
2.
that was so fucking good. Like you could let
That was
like the
amazing.
Velociraptors out
Yeah.
on your people when you got bored. Fucking
Yeah.
leave trash on my
It's-
fucking walkway, will ya? Go Velociraptors!
Bitch.
Get
It was actually a cheat to if you got a Tyrannosaurus Rex to eat 5 customers, you get £1 million.
oh, was it?
$1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
Encouraging
remember
it.
you
I
did
think
the
the
save
funniest
point.
part was not just destroying them all, but building your park to the absolute peak. So you've got your maximum
Yeah,
customers,
that's what I always
and then
did.
removing all the heliports,
Yeah.
and then removing all the fences.
Yeah.
Happy days.
That's what I
Just
would
like,
always do on those
yes.
games. I'd build them up. I'd spend like 2 hours, 3 hours more building up this fucking dope ass city and racking in the cash or whatever. And then at the end, I'd get bored and just fucking
Kill them all.
yeah, set the place to carnage. Everything would be on fire. People are blood curdling screams in the fucking distance.
All right, now.
That was the
getting
good
a
stuff.
bit carried away, mate.
It was good.
That's the good stuff.
I
Everybody
just
who's
love the
played
sound
that
of the
game
blood
has done
curdling
it.
scream.
Everybody who's played that game has done it.
Yeah, I think it's SimCity. It's like that was like one of the things to do. That was like the progenitor to all these games, and they put in like
SimCity.
let Godzilla loose on the
Natural
city and stuff.
disasters.
And then it just sort of
Yeah.
people just kind of got into doing that stuff. So, you know, it's like I saw one on the other day. I think it's that City Skylines. I seen it on like Kotaku or something. This dude had built up this massive city over God knows how much of a playthrough he'd done it, like probably days. But he'd also set up the sewerage system to go into this massive fucking sewage container, which was about as big as the city. And he'd let it build up over God knows how much, like, real world time it took him to do it. And there was this massive container, this massive pool, just basically full of shit and piss. Like, and it's as big as the city. And then the dude, like, strips away the walls, and this tidal wave of shit, like, just flows out. And just, it's like, I'm not even talking like a little bit, it's like smashing the top of skyscrapers and shit. Like, literally shit. Splashing
Like
through.
Like a punami.
Yeah, literally a punami, just wrecking shop, like smashing through the level, like destroying everything and stuff. And the irony is, there's like fires where like his fire crews then got to him in time, and the poo's putting out the fires, but in the same breath, everybody's drowning from like poo and wee and stuff. So,
That must be one of the worst deaths imaginable. I'd rather
Yeah.
be stuck in a fire.
so you know,
horrible.
so it's clearly a thing that everybody loves to do. So
It's like that on a lot of
Yeah.
games. Who's played Grand Theft Auto and not like
yeah,
beating up some hookers? Drive them
Yeah.
out to the woods and beat them.
well, perhaps not the hook. Everybody's done
Or
that at least
basically
once. You
doing-
can pretend that you haven't, but
Doing
I did.
inappropriate things, just beat like waiting for passers-by, waiting for someone like who looks weak, and then just pummeling them because you can.
yeah, there was like this one video I'd seen where somebody just like chased one person and just like bothered them. I think they chased them through the entire map of Grand Theft Auto, all up into the woods and stuff, like a horror movie. And then like I don't know if they killed them at the end or
But,
what, but, you know.
nobody's played that game and not just been a
No.
complete jerk to some of the poor NPCs.
Or
Yeah.
like just like causing mayhem and like killing everyone on the streets just so you can get like the highest rating of stars. Like get the
I tell you what,
army
I used to love to do. Get the Rhino tank, and in the I don't know, I can't remember what games it stopped working in. I think it probably stopped working in San Andreas. But you get the Rhino tank, you'd spin the turret around, and then whilst driving, once you'd shoot the turret, it'd give like enough recoil to like speed the tank up. And then by like after like you've keep shooting this turret behind you, it's like you're going like a fucking rocket ship across the ground. You're going as fast as any of the fastest cars in this tank, which can just kill any other car in one hit. And that shit's amazing. Then you just like fly it off a ramp or something, and then when you fly it off a ramp, because like you're still getting the motion in the air, and if the turret points towards the ground, it shoots you higher in the sky. That shit was always loads of fun.
You sounded really enthusiastic about it, Nathan.
It's because it was so much fun to do, man.
Good times.
So yeah, good times. Like another time I was really proud of, I managed to get. You remember in GTA 3 the planes couldn't really fly. I managed to get the Dodo off that airport and land on the island opposite. Like I know there's like a world record, someone who's done it, like kept it afloat for like 23 hours, but for me that was
a trophy, wasn't it?
That was, I don't know. I don't
There
think
was
they had
one
trophies back then.
associated with it, maybe.
It might be like a retroactive trophy for like a, you know, a new edition or something, or a classic, PlayStation Classic. But yeah. Anyway, so
Never mind.
that's gaming stuff. Let's talk about some general guilty pleasures that probably could be more embarrassing. I'll start if you want. Usually things like music I'm more likely to have guilty pleasures for. Like back in the day, I quite liked that 1,000 Miles song. Do you know the one I'm on about?
I still love that song, and I'm not
No,
guilty
not
about
that, not that one. You idiot.
The Proclaimers.
Wow, now
I
it looks
love
like
that
a
song
dickhead.
The look at you. Look at where your head goes. That's clearly your guilty pleasure, isn't it? I'm talking about the Vanessa Carlton one. You know, where she's all on piano and shit.
Oh, that's quite pretty.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Is it's really quickly became associated with like girls, you know, singing into their hairbrushes or
white chicks,
That's
are you?
because of white chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It became synonymous from that. But like, back in the day, I used to, obviously I never told anyone back then, but I used to quite like that song. So yeah.
I've got one. I've got a guilty pleasure, but it's not one of mine. I remember sneaking up to your room because Nathan's in like a attic thing. Sneaking up to a room, and like I always used to do to annoy you, and accidentally come in and saw you watching Glee, didn't I, Nathan?
I've watched Glee before. I suppose that's a guilty pleasure, but I didn't. I wasn't like religious on it.
He was into
I watch it every
Glee.
now and then.
He
I
was,
wasn't.
and you even. He was like properly absorbed into it, and then when I started taking, I was like, "Oh my god, you're watching Glee!" Like going off on one. He was like, "No, I don't fucking wasn't." Blatantly guilty.
No, I
Nah.
said to you at the time, I watch it, but I didn't. I wouldn't watch it religiously.
No, you didn't.
It's like
you were all like,
I probably watched it more when there was like nothing on late at night, and then they do the repeats. Like, I probably watched it more then, but when it was on, like I wouldn't watch it religiously. But I probably, at least for the first season, I was fully caught up with what was going on. But you just caught. It was kind of part bollocks. I've been with you
I haven't.
when
I've
we've
seen
watched
some of the
Glee together, so I
songs
know
and stuff
you're lying. Like
on
you'd
their
have
own,
it
but I
on,
can't stomach a
and
whole
I've
episode.
no.
I've never
it's
watched a full episode.
It is kind of trash, but it has its trashy charm. So I suppose it is a guilty pleasure. But like, again, it's not one that I was overtly ashamed to because I wasn't like into it. I was just, it was kind of like just one of those shows that I, watch if it was on. I wouldn't
Take it
go
from
out
me,
of
people. He's full of shit.
go out of my way. No, I'm not ashamed of such things. If I was ashamed of such things, I wouldn't have told you about the fucking 1,000 Miles song. That's kind of embarrassing.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Another thing with music is never really liked any of Justin Bieber's stuff. That track that he does with Diplo, actually all right. I mean, I know that saying anything about Justin Bieber, and he's probably a complete bellend to be fair, but you see some of the way that he acts, you can never tell because it's in the papers and maybe they just sensationalise it. But that track's all right.
Fire.
Which
Yeah,
one?
it could be.
Which one was it that you like?
I don't know, the Diplo one. Probably the first one that he started with his new album or whatever it is. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't really know. Is the one that he's done with Diplo, and maybe it's more about Diplo's production on it that captured me. But it's a good song. Like
I'm not
can
gonna
pretend
lie.
you can pretend not to like it because it's Justin Bieber, but it is a good track regardless of who's singing it.
Well,
Justin
Law of
Bieber.
Averages said he'd have to have one sooner or later.
I think he's a lot of stuff that I've heard on the radio. It's not bad. Like it's decent. It's better than some of the other stuff that's up there. So, but it's like hating on someone just for the sake of hating on them, just because it's kind of cool to hate fucking Justin Bieber or whatever his name is. So.
he was one of my guilty pleasures as well, to be honest. Like when he brought his new album out, there was people that were raving about how amazing it was, and like, do you know what? I refused to ever listen to it for months and months and months, and and then literally it got to a point where I'd heard it so much on like radio and stuff like that. I've caught myself singing it, and then it was literally the worst thing I could have done was like to put it on, like to listen to it on YouTube, because now it's on my playlist. Now I listen to it all the time. Like I've got like more like 2, 3, 4 more of his like songs on there that I really like.
So you've become a Justin Bieber fangirl, admit it.
No. I am not. No. It's not that far, but
if you saw him in the street, you would scream, ah, wouldn't you? And run up to him and go nuts, wet your pants. Admit it.
No.
Admit it.
Like I'd be a bit like fame, like like a bit like fame, like stunt. I don't know what.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
Isn't he just as likely to spit on you?
Yeah, that's the thing. He like spat
He's
on
probably
his
not
fans
that.
and
What he didn't.
there was pictures. There was pictures.
Yeah,
He was on a balcony, and he was like all the girls with like their like signs like crying their eyes out because he was like gobbing on them.
Oh, that's weird.
I know.
That's
he always
freaky.
throws a hissy fit on stage as well.
It's just odd. I've seen the one where he like pisses in some plant pot, or where like I heard about how he got one of his bouncers or bodyguards to carry him around on his back around the Great Wall of China and stuff like that because he couldn't be bothered to walk.
I saw the one where he did. It was his grandma's birthday or something, and he went to serenade her with a guitar.
Naked.
But he was naked.
That's mildly amusing. I mean, maybe not a great call, but
How would Grandma take it if you did that?
I don't know. She probably wouldn't know who I am.
Jolly good show.
But
That's weird.
Something wrong there. Something wrong.
Yeah, that's not the
I know
worst
what my grandma
thing.
will love. No, it's not right.
Yeah, well, maybe she's got more of a sense of humour. I mean, the
in joke or something.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, so
I
like,
want to know what they joke about.
Bread.
I'm personally, I'm not into his shit. Clearly, Vanessa's a fangirl, a Belieber.
Hey.
But I think just denying like the music's good just because he's a bit of a bellend, that's
It's like the whole Michael Jackson thing, isn't it?
Cutting off your nose to spite your face or whatever, and that could be a Michael Jackson thing.
I don't think we can compare Justin
nose.
Bieber to Michael Jackson, though. I don't think that's
No, musically, you can everything else you want to talk about Michael Jackson. That's fair. There's arguments to be had there, but musically, you can't deny that his music was great. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Whereas the reverse isn't necessarily true. So yeah, the only other things I could think of, which like I'm into, and I'm not ashamed of them at all. So they're not guilty pleasures; they're just pleasures. I really like fucking jelly, and I like cherry. Yeah.
Wait.
I know they're for kids.
Please just listen to how you've just said that, Nathan. But
I like them.
I love fucking jelly.
I do.
Do you not realise how that's
I'm
just
not
came across?
Not ashamed. Love fucking.
You like making love to jelly?
No, I like. Oh, okay. It wasn't. I
love fucking jelly.
It was. I like.
Where's the comma?
It was. Yeah. It was. I like fucking comma. Jelly.
Is that what you said? I don't think.
I've never tried it.
He
but
did. I swear to God.
I like jelly.
He didn't. He was. He did.
I don't know.
Hold on, he did.
Here's the thing: I've never tried it, but maybe next time we do a guilty pleasures, my next one will be fucking jelly. I'll give it a go. Why not? Sure, could be fun.
Will be in a different place.
Could be fun.
That was great.
Yeah, I like jelly. Blah, 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 blah. I like jelly and cherryade. Okay, I know they're for children. You're only supposed to have cherryade at children's parties, but I fucking like it. All right. So.
I had for my 17th birthday. I had my birthday party was like cucumber and cheese sandwiches and stuff, and like jelly and ice cream for my 17th.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And pass the parcel.
No, Mum wasn't that.
Did you cry and have a tantrum at the end?
It was my party.
Because you got tired and you needed a nap.
I always need a nap and cry.
But yeah, like I'm probably supposed to not be into that shit, but fucking why shouldn't I? Who makes the rules?
I don't deny those taste buds.
Too ashamed of.
Who makes
Not
the rules?
really.
It's like the same people who say you can't eat cereal at night. What? I don't get it. It's just a food. Who's gonna get me?
even better when it's like not in the morning.
Exactly. Who's going to get me? The food police. If I want to eat a bowl of cereal at fucking
You go to like a cafe,
11 at
they
night.
do all day breakfast, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Who makes the rules here? I do.
And in
Right.
fact, there's been I don't know where it is, like America or somewhere weird. They've opened up a cereal restaurant. So literally,
I
it's
saw
just
that.
cereal.
I'm not going there.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
like literally, there's like hundreds of like different brands and stuff, like from your Kellogg's to your fucking Captain Crunch. I don't know what I don't know.
Captain
Yeah.
Lucky
Crunch.
Charms and
How are you
whatever.
going to take that when you go and have your bowl of cereal and it costs £7?
Yeah. And then they want,
guess
then they
so.
want a tip
Yeah,
on top of it.
for pouring milk.
I'm not
bit
going.
much.
I think you could just order what you fancy.
I think maybe you go
I'd
once
like
just
to walk
for.
in there. It'd be nice.
just for a
yeah,
talking
it'd be nice
point.
to kind of. Yeah, it'd be wicked. But other than that, no thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, they're my guilty pleasures. Let's hear some of yours. You've been particularly quiet, Louise. Surely you must have a couple.
I don't know. I don't feel ashamed of most things that I do, to be honest.
No.
Ricky always makes fun of me for, and he says it's the same with Tammy, his sister. Maybe Vanessa can get in on this one. All girls love the film Dirty Dancing.
Maybe.
I'm gonna
No?
have to.
You're perhaps out
no.
of the time period. But,
No, there's
whenever
there's
it comes
loads.
on, I end up watching it. It's great.
Yeah, I think it is a well known that like, a lot of girls like
Patrick
it.
Swayze.
It's not a
with
bad
those
film.
crazy Swayze eyes.
I think, to be fair,
Those hips.
there's a similar analogy
Those
analogy for men. People like girls like Dirty Dancing, guys like Roadhouse. So
Roadhouse. Okay.
it's two. It's
I like that one too.
it's like
I
the Family
remember
Guy
that.
thing. Roadhouse. Anytime anybody says anything, you just kick them. Roadhouse. But
You're perhaps a little young, but maybe
it's
you
a
should
parallel.
watch it if you haven't watched it lately.
I've watched it. I've watched.
yeah, if you're a
I
girl,
think-
go and watch Dirty Dancing, the original one. And if you're a boy, go watch Roadhouse. Yeah, might be old and cheesy, but trust me, good stuff. Good stuff.
See, this is this is where like I guess one of my guilty pleasure comes in, because when it comes to the like, I mean, I'm a girl, I get it. I like chick flicks. There are a few select out there: Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, or whatever.
Joliet.
But you know, Joliet.
Joliet.
Oi, Joliet. Where for out there, Juliet. Anywho's.
I'm
yeah,
upstairs fucking some dude. I've got chlamydia. Go get me some chips, you bastard. Yeah, I can just see
So,
the
right, one step.
the chav interpretation of Romeo and Joliet or whatever it was. Joliet.
Where me fags, Romeo?
You fucking can get. That's what you can see is. Nip down the shop. Get me some.
Get me
Fags.
some white ace, mate. For
And some
those of
Dr.
you
Pepper.
in America, that's like the like I don't know what
The
what country-
dirtiest, cheapest cider.
the one that will rot your fucking insides. Anyway, so yeah, like I love my, I like selected chick flicks, but I'm not massive on that kind of thing. I've never been a boy band girl. I've never been like
That's a new
obsessed.
genre. Boy band girl.
no, you know about like the girls that go crazy over the boy bands like Westlife
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like Boyzone. I was never like really into that kind of stuff, and the same with movies. I've never really been like, oh my god, Dirty Dancing, I love it, or like Footloose or whatever. I don't know what
Mamma
the fuck they're
mia.
called. I'll have you know, I've never
Ah.
ever once watched that movie. Not once. My friend's mum lent me it.
Yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like,
My
yay.
friend's mum.
No,
Air
Kelly's
quotes.
mum lent me the thing. She lent me the DVD, and she was like, "You'll love it, Vanessa. It's really good." I was like, "Oh, awesome! Cheers." Anyway, so I had it back at my house for about 2-3 weeks. Didn't watch it once. Brought it back round to her. She's like, "Oh, did you like it?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I wasn't expecting you to be in." Yeah, loved it. It was amazing. What was your favourite bit? Shit. I don't know. It was just all so amazing. Yeah, I agree. I was, oh my god, it was like one of the
If you
worst
had
moments
watched
of my
it, you
life.
could have sang all the songs, right?
No. It makes me wanna hurt myself. It makes me wanna like
But
gouge my
thought
eyes out.
Recently, somebody said that they had a secret ABBA thing.
Ah, somebody's been caught out. You see,
Ah.
it's like your Jeepers Creepers thing. You keep denying it, but we know the truth. The truth is out there.
Hey, look. Let me
That's
clarify.
so guilty. You didn't even bring it up. Oh man.
Let me clarify.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. No. I was about 9, and I asked my brother to get it me for, like, our other brother to get it me for my birthday.
Are we talking about Jeepers Creepers now, or Mamma Mia?
We're talking about ABBA, an ABBA album.
Oh dear.
Anyway, I'm not scared of Jeepers Creepers. It was one bit that made me jump, and then I've never lived it down for the rest of my life.
Yeah, of course it was one bit. Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
You
You're
keep
an
telling
idiot.
that.
My point is, on average, compared to other females, I tend to not like that kind of stuff. However, one of my guilty pleasures is really shit, like like TV series, like Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware that they're the biggest bag of wank. I'm fully aware they're so cheesy, and they get me shouting at the telly, but I can't help but binge watch them, and I secretly love them.
I've never watched either of those shows.
I'll
It's
advise
like
you
you
not
used,
to.
used to love that fucking One Tree Hill, is it as well? That used to be your jam.
But that said, Nathan, in our time it was Dawson's Creek.
I didn't watch.
I
Dawson's
remember you
Creek.
like. Yeah,
I think-
you did.
It was
No.
You watched,
only had, like,
yes, you did.
We're going back, Nathan, to when we only had like 5 channels, 4 channels
Yeah,
maybe.
in the
and that's
UK,
all that
unless
was
you
on
had
a Saturday
satellite,
morning.
which was a lot rarer than it is, like in the US or in other regions. Yeah, you basically on terrestrial TV you had 5 channels, so you sort of got what you were fucking
Four to
given.
begin with.
Yeah,
It was a big thing when we had 5.
yeah, that's true.
I'm fairly certain there were a few times when, like, you must have, like, like, you know, told me to shut up when you were watching Dawson's Creek.
Shut
Me-
up, Dawson's Creek.
Me personally, I've never watched a full
Yeah.
episode of Dawson's Creek, so you must be
I
getting
bet
me.
you can sing the theme song now.
Oh, I think maybe is it the I don't want to walk away. Somewhere. That's it. Yeah. Yeah,
You sound
I
like I missed out.
I'm sure I watched a bunch of cheesy shit just like that, but Dawson's Creek was never one that got me. There's a load of stuff.
Roswell, you used to watch Roswell, didn't you?
Not really, no. I watched it occasionally. Like some of the things that were kind of cool, I suppose you could call them a guilty pleasure, but again, I wasn't really ashamed. I used to like watching Buffy The Vampire Slayer. That was hella dope.
Buffy was awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool show, right? And Angel. That was I mean, it was cheesy, but it was good stuff,
But
particularly
we
for the time.
recognised they were cheesy, it was okay.
Used to like it. But I'm sure there's
No,
other
they
stuff.
were awesome.
Oh, I tell you one that I used to watch that was pretty much trash. The OC.
Star
Used to
Trek.
No, I watched Star Trek. I'm not. That's
No,
not
it's pretty
trash.
much trash.
It's good
It
stuff.
should be.
Like
Star-
Next Generation. That's
You'll get
beast
hate
mode.
for that.
Bring it
Not
on.
Star Trek.
Bring it
I
on.
love that shit.
No, you did used to watch the OC because we used to discuss it.
Yeah, sometimes I used to like.
Oh my God! Can you believe that somebody did that?
No, I never
blah,
used.
blah, blah.
No, I didn't. No, I think you confused
Yeah,
me
you
with someone
did.
else. I never
No, he
had
did,
conversations
people.
like that.
He's lying.
No. If I was talking, I used
feel
I watched it for a while and then like phased off. But then again, it's like a lot of things. It started getting shown late night when there was nothing else on, and internet
It's the
wasn't.
same thing. If when
Internet
there
video
was less
wasn't such a big
choice,
thing.
You had to
Yeah.
make do.
Okay, I guess like one of my I don't even know if it's a guilty pleasure because I'm not even sure if like I totally enjoyed it, but I used to in the summer holidays and stuff when I was off school and that kind of stuff, I'd literally stay awake like in my sleeping cycle mental, be watching DVDs and playing games and stuff. And after I'd finished, if I couldn't be asked, I'd literally sit there for hours watching like when like a certain time comes on. Past a certain time, and all like the shopping channels come on, or the gambling channels come on. I used to sit there for hours and watch it.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's
I
suggesting
don't know why.
mental difficulties more than anything else.
Why are my
Mental
mental
deficiency
difficulties and
more
no one
like.
else's?
Sitting and watching the shopping channels.
Yeah, the shopping
Like, I
stuff's
don't know whether it got on.
garbage.
It was mainly the gambling ones, which is quite funny because once when I was watching it, like because they used to ring up if they got the answer and shit.
Are
Like
you-
someone rang up and just started giving the show host loads of shit. You fucking bitch.
Yeah, but
No,
why would
tell
you
you,
sit
was
and
quite
watch that?
amusing.
You're talking about the stuff where they like spin roulette wheels or something
Yeah, and
like
they've
that.
got like puzzles and stuff. Like they've got like puzzles and
Oh,
you know
that
they've
stuff
got
is
like.
garbage. Get your phone out and play some fucking game. You're gonna have
This is
more
like
fun.
fucking 10 years ago or something.
It's not. That shit's still on now.
There's always
Yeah,
something
but not
better to
now.
do.
The only thing
Uh,
remotely close to that I would watch is the late night poker, but not the shit you're talking about where there's one dude talking to camera like a proper
table, yeah.
poker event. Like I didn't really understand a lot of what was going on and the nuances of it, because I have a rudimentary understanding of poker, but I could watch that for quite a while. But that's about the only thing close to that, really.
I don't know what it was. I didn't particularly like enjoy it. Like it wasn't like I was like, yes, fucking TV turned off. I get to watch telecommercials or whatever, telecommercials. But yeah, like I used to sit there like aimlessly and just watch it for ages.
Yeah.
Till the birds started tweeting, and then I'd go sleep till the evening.
You've literally got too much time on your own back then. Literally, that is just dreadful.
Pretty much.
I would but do the same with like games. I'd start a game at God knows what time, and then finish it, and it would be like 8 in the morning or whatever, you know. But
I'd have to wait. I'd have to like because it was when I was playing Resident Evil 4. I reckon. We had to wait for that. Like I had to play it in a day because my friend and Kelly and her like boyfriend of the time however old we were, like we used to play it in my room and stuff, and then Kelly was really shit at it, so that we just used to send us down the shop for snacks. While we it was like a little shop hall. But yeah, so no, I don't know what it was. I just aimlessly used to sit and watch it. Just to pass the time.
I've got a good one actually.
Right then.
I queued up at midnight for the midnight launch of the last Harry Potter book.
That's
Yes, I did.
it's not
And
a
I
bad
sat up all
thing,
night
but it is
reading
nerdy. It is super nerdy.
Proper nerdy.
You-
Did you dress up as well?
No, I didn't. But like,
not what I've heard.
I was the envy of a lot of people because I had an umbrella and they didn't. And I ended up sharing my umbrella with this like old lady or whatever. But then I had to keep talking to her. And stuff.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Booted her out.
But I
Why
don't
didn't they all
regret
just
it.
use their
It was
magic? And turn
awesome.
the rain
We're
off? I know.
Nathan,
Yeah.
honestly, we can't. We didn't have a choice. Harry wasn't there in person. Well,
So-
book signings, so. But
That
I
wasn't
don't regret it.
No.
But
I wouldn't say that's
did
like a
not
bad
for
thing,
it.
but it is nerdy. You have to wait. You have to put your nerd badge on and
Yes.
wear it with
She's like
pride.
a proper adult as well. Not, like I'm an adult, but I'm not a proper adult. But how old? Yeah. Like Lou was like, a responsible adult doing it as well. So that makes it even more.
You're physically an adult,
There
but
was loads of
Yeah,
adults
yeah.
there. There was
mentally
no kids
a
there.
moron.
Really?
There was loads. They were queuing like down the street. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, only because the kids weren't allowed out.
Yeah, to be fair, it's for midnight lunch. There could only be adults there. You're not going to get little kids there, are you, at midnight lunch?
There were some, but there
Were
was
there?
loads of adults.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's
some of the parents
exciting,
would
but you
allow.
don't get it. You have to get it and then sit up all night reading it.
But it was kind
I
of
got
an event,
halfway
weren't it?
through
It's
It
the
was
same
the last one. It was like it caught the zeitgeist. People wanted to be in on all that excitement of reading it first, and they didn't want spoilers and stuff. So
It's the same as like a midnight launch for a game, ain't it? Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, when what was it? GTA
I never
came out. That
did
was
any
in,
of that shit, though.
I remember it being in a cold month because obviously in game in the UK where I used to work and stuff, like people were like frozen, like properly frozen, shaking. There were like rows, like completely, like the whole like high street was just full of people because they just needed to get this game. It was ridiculous.
I don't know why you would need it that bad. I mean, it's so much better in this area because if you haven't ordered it from like Amazon or something, that's easy first enough. But now you can just download it digitally and just in the comfort of your home, and
I guess.
it's not
I mean,
a
this
problem.
was just before the PlayStation 4 and thingy came out, so I don't know. But they were avid to get it and stuff. Like I know people. I've got a friend who plays Dark Souls 3. He's obviously got it. He got like booked a whole week off work just so he could sit and play it. He told me
Yeah.
that he's played 150 hours so far,
People love that
which
shit.
is
I tried that
like,
Neo,
a
which is
week.
very much Dark Souls-esque, and I get why people would get into it, but I just found it way too frustrating. And like, there was just so much thrown at you. Wasn't any tutorials. Like, yeah, if you're a seasoned Dark Souls player, you could probably just get straight into it. But
Yeah, he is. He like loves them all. And he's like obsessed with it, properly obsessed.
I mean, I get
It's been
the
out
game
3
loop makes
weeks.
sense, you know. But
Yeah, it's only been out 3 weeks, and if he spent 1 week out of 3 weeks playing it,
yeah,
like that's the amount of hours that he's built up.
no, good for
Crazy.
them though. You know, they really get something out of it. It's like I'm saying, like we said previously. I feel like sometimes games aren't made for me anymore. So if someone gets a game that
Oh, no.
that they feels made for them, then they're
Yeah,
you know,
and I
good for them,
totally
you know.
like you know what I mean, like props to him. Like if he loves it that much, it's like how I was with the Last of It. It's like I loved that game. I thought it was amazing, and I just played it as any opportunity I got. I'd be like out in the day, and I'd go, oh, I can't wait to get home.
Yeah, that's the good
You know, I
stuff.
was like obsessed with it. It was wicked.
Wow, that's this month's Recon Cast done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed our shenanigans and tomfoolery, and don't forget to join in with our nonsense by posting your ideas for future topics in the comments. And as well as a name check, your topic could feature in an upcoming episode. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more BS of a similar nature. Thank you, and goodbye.